I'm Eliza Eccleston, and March last year, right at the beginning, I was a bit worried. I had a cough and a temperature, and there was talk of COVID, so I took myself off to bed and quarantined, as we call it now. But I wasn't feeling awful, so I spent a bit of time online, and I could see things developing. I could see people starting to panic about what was going to happen if there was a lockdown, and I could see people starting to offer help to groups. I phoned Peter Fleming from Sevenoaks District Council, and he said, "That sounds absolutely brilliant, go for it, and I'll do what I can to help."
My name's Martin Darby, I'm from Sandridge and Ide Hill. I got involved because I was on the parish council at the time, and we needed to set up some sort of group to react to COVID. So I put my name forward. In the next 2 weeks we sent leaflets out to everybody in our parish asking for volunteers and for people who needed help. And we had lots of responses, and we set up from there. So within our time, in the height of COVID, we delivered 3,500 free hot meals. We did over 500 supermarket runs, 500 prescription runs.
I'm Melvin De Bono from the village of Sandridge. Got heavily involved. We did it mainly to provide lunches, shopping, weekly shopping for clients or for vulnerable people. Any help they need, grass cutting, computer repairs. A lot of them couldn't connect to the internet, so we used to go and do that. Well, the skills I had definitely with tech. I'm great with tech, so it was setting up printers, definitely setting up Zoom meetings for family members. A lot of the people were in their 80s, 90s and couldn't use the laptops. We actually provided a couple of laptops as well.
My name's Angela Howes, I'm the clerk at Webster Town Council, and I felt I was in a good position to volunteer to coordinate the volunteers in Westram. So that could have been shopping, prescriptions. So it was a matching up process, going back to the volunteers and seeing who wanted to help, who was best to help. And some of the volunteers were really good. They did shopping for more than one person, and some of them did it for quite a long time.
I'm Eliza McMurdo. I live in the community in Well Hill. I would get a schedule, and that day I would phone specifically ladies that were alone, and just spoke to them, asked them how they were. I love history, so it was very nice speaking to them about the war, because that's how long they've lived in the area. So it was fascinating to me as well, and I got something out of it as well. And then later there was a very vulnerable couple. They had no family, no children. They knew a lot of people, but they kept to themselves even before coronavirus. And they both had cancer, so they couldn't go out at all. And I then became assigned to them, to buy them groceries.
My name's Tony Rost. I work for Swanley Town Council. I also live in Swanley. I volunteered for the community because I felt we were well placed, working for Swanley, to actually be the centre of communications. I work very closely with Sevenoaks as well, so they know me, they've got my mobile, my email, so it was very quick to respond to people who needed help very, very quickly. My walk every day was actually delivering every prescription. My husband used to get home from work, because he's a key worker as well, and say, "Where are we going today?" And I'd say, "We're going to this chemist, this chemist, this chemist," and that would be our exercise, actually delivering prescriptions, which was a great way to do it and a great way to meet people.
The partnership with Sevenoaks District Council was completely essential. First of all, Peter Fleming gave me confidence to get started, and he then put me in touch with Sarah Robson, who's head of People and Places, and she was fantastic and put me in touch with her team. They were just very encouraging of me, and then once they were ready a few weeks later, I just effectively offered to give them Care for Our Community with its structure and volunteer network, and they were able to take it from there, and they did an amazing job from there.
So I'm Claire Ritchie, and I was helping my neighbours automatically during the pandemic at the beginning. Then I realised Eliza was doing the same thing. So I got in touch with her, and together we sort of built up Care for Our Community, and I became the coordinator for Sevenoaks.
I'm Councillor Irene Collins, and during the pandemic I really enjoyed volunteering. I made 60 gowns which were given to doctor surgeries, homes for elderly people, wherever they were needed. I also run 9 walks for Every Step Counts, and during that time when we couldn't walk, we ran some emails sending out to our people who walked, just to let them know what was going on. And then later on I managed to get some funding from the National Lottery Fund about isolation and bringing people together.
My name's Webster. I live in Crocken Hill, and I decided to help out in the community because initially at the start of the pandemic I was receiving help from the community because sadly my wife died of cancer in April in 2020. So as part of my grief management I decided rather than sit at home during lockdown and not do anything and feel sorry for myself, I would actually go and give something back to the people that had helped me. So I phoned up my local district councillor and offered my services. And that initially started off being helping out in the food bank, which we set up to provide food for locals in our village.
I'm Diana Esler, and I'm absolutely delighted to be helping to co-host this event tonight. A much awaited, much needed thank you from myself and the council to our amazing band of volunteers. We invited nearly 1,400 people. We have that many who came forward to help us when we appealed as a district. All sorts of help, from doing people shopping to phoning people who are lonely to collecting prescriptions, and I'm just delighted to have the opportunity to say thank you to all of them.
What I've learned from this experience is how rewarding it is just to help people.
It is life-changing. It really is life-changing for the soul, energy, to wake up and know that these people are your friends as well, that you're helping. That's what happens to me. You become friends with them, and there's nothing like it.
Yes, I definitely recommend volunteering in Westerham, and until you have a crisis like that, you can't believe how many volunteers there are in a community.
If anyone's thinking of volunteering, I'd say it's a really good thing to do. You can learn so many skills, meet so many nice people and get lots of stories from people. It's really, really rewarding to actually know you've helped somebody.
It's fun. You get to know so many wonderful people. That's the best part of the whole experience. And just knowing from deep inside that you're helping someone.
You actually receive an awful lot more than you give, so go out there and do it.
It's given me an awful lot, and I think everybody should do it. I really do.
Don't hold back. Just offer your services if you've got some time, or whatever you can offer. You know, it's not necessarily time either, and you get so much satisfaction back to yourself. You feel so much better about yourself.